What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am the Bald Ginger. We're jumping back into some Road to the Show here today. We got a 3-game set with the LA Dodgers, and as you can see, we are a half game behind them in the division. So this one will definitely decide who's leading the division at this point in the season. So here we go. It is top of the first. Runners on first and second. Only one out as I'm standing in out of the cleanup spot with a .294 batting average against Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller hits 102 on the four-seamer, 100 on the sinker, 92 on a slider, 90 on the circle change, only 83 on the 12-6 curve. First pitch taken for a strike. Four-seamer in the cold spot of my zone. So we have an 0-1 count to start things here. Next pitch from him. I'm expecting him to throw low. Oh, and he did. 12-6 curve at 80 miles an hour. Got me. Swing and a miss at one below the knees. And yeah, it's an 0-2 count as I was way out in front of that one. The 2-strike pitch now from Miller is up above the zone with the four-seamer, 1-2 the count after not offering it that one. Pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Outside with a slider, 2-2 the count. All right. Come on, big guy, put one in the zone for me. Got me with the four-seamer just above the knees, and oh man. That one kind of stings. What can you do, though? Top of the third, we come back, no score. Runner on second, 2 away. Bobby Miller's still on the mound. First pitch of the at-bat from him. And we pop up a slider on the inside corner, breaking the bat. Catcher makes the play of foul ground on the first base line. And that's all she wrote for the top of the third. We're going to move on to the bottom half. Still no score here in Los Angeles. Bottom of the fifth, the Dodgers are on the board, 5-0 the lead for them, as there's one out and nobody on with Shohei Ohtani at the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day so far, and he has drawn a walk. So let's see what the 2-2 pitch now from Yu-Min Lin is going to get us. Ground ball right to me at third. We'll throw across. That is out number 2 in the home half of the fifth. We're moving on to the top of the sixth, still a 5-0 ball game. Nobody out, nobody on. I'm standing in 0 for 2 on the day with Bobby Miller still on the mound for the Dodgers, throwing pitch number 92 of his outing here in just the 6th inning. First pitch is a four-seamer in the top of the zone. Got a piece of that one and fouled it away. We have an 0-1 count now. Second pitch from Miller. We popped up another four-seamer. First baseman making a run over towards the dugout. He's going to make the play in foul ground, and it is just ugly for me at the plate here in Los Angeles. Top of the 7th, we come back 5-3 the score now. Dodgers still hold the lead. Runner on second, 1 out. Carl Edwards Jr. on the mound for the Dodgers out of the bullpen. He hits 97 on the four-seamer, 96 on his cutter, 90 on his circle change as well. And that's not the circle change. That was a four-seamer well above the zone. Got a big swing. And no contact made, so we have an 0-1 count. Next pitch from Edwards. Still above the zone, this time a cutter. 1-1 the count as I did not swing at that one. Come on, show me that 12-6 curve. I'd love to do some damage with that bad boy. Put it right down the middle for me. That would be great. No, sir. Four-seamer below the knees on the outside corner, and it is now a 2-1 count. Pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Got me to swing around a slurve that was just off the outside corner at the knees. We have a 2-2 count now. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat. Below the knees with the cutter. Full count now. Jonathan India standing in the on-deck circle. I'm sure he wants to get a piece of this one. Here we go with a payoff pitch now from Carl Edwards. Come on, big fella. Let me do some damage. We foul off a four-seamer at the top of the zone, and it is still a full count. We're going to have payoff pitch number 2 of the at-bat now. Come on. Anytime. Swing and a miss at a 12-6 curve that was above the knees right down the middle. And dang it, I did not expect that one. I was way out in front with that swing. Another K next to my name in this one. Bottom of the 8th, we come back. Still a 5-3 ball game. 2 outs and nobody on for Trey Sweeney. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored. Only hitting .250 on the season so far. Let's see what the 1-1 pitch from Yu-Min Lin will get us here. Shot well over my head and into left field. Not sure why they had that as a fielding opportunity for me. I am not 10 feet tall. There is no chance of me getting to that one. And the Dodgers take the win here in game number 1. They are now leading the division by a game and a half. So we have to win both of these next 2 games to have the division lead coming out of this series. But we're going to move on to game number 2 to try to do that. And you know what that means. This is where I remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, or if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You can also like and comment on this video, as all of those things do help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Here we go, game number 2, starting it off with an intentional walk. I mean, really? Did I do that good in the first game that you think I needed to be walked? It loaded the bases, and it's now a 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd for the Diamondbacks. 1 out and nobody on for me as I'm facing off against Emmett Sheehan. He throws a 95-mile-an-hour 4-seamer and 92 on the 2-seamer, and that's all he's got that's quick. First pitch. Check swing on a slider below the knees on the outside corner, and it's an 0-1 count. I was way out in front of that bad boy. I was definitely not expecting a slider to start that at-bat. A curveball below the knees, check swing again, and again, it's called a strike. So we have an 0-2 count now. Next pitch, well above the zone with a 4-seamer, 1-2 the count. Somebody holding a sign saying, strike him out, Sheehan. Let's not. The 1-2 pitch, outside with a slider, 2-2 the count after not offering it that one. He has not hit the zone against me yet in this at-bat. Will he do it on the 2-2 pitch? No, sir. Slider outside runs the count full. So now we're looking at a payoff pitch yet again here against the Dodgers. And should have been first base for free, but I swung at the 4-seamer above the zone, and it fouled away, thankfully. And we're looking at payoff pitch number 2. Swing and a miss at a 4-seamer on the outer 3rd, and it's another strikeout next to my name. Oof, this is rough. Top of the 5th, we come back, Arizona leading 4-0 now. 1 out, nobody on. Emmett Sheehan still on the mound, throwing pitch number 76 of his outing to start this at-bat. 4-seamer up and in, but in the zone. Fouled away, and we have an 0-1 count. Of course, I do know I am the reigning 2025 MVP, but that's not doing me much good here. Slider below the knees there, got a piece of that somehow as I was way out in front of it. And it's an 0-2 count after swinging at that one well below the knees. The 2-strike pitch. In the dirt with a curveball. That one bounced in the left-handed batter's box. And we have a 1-2 count. Pitch number 4. What? That was a strike? Dude, come on, man. That was off the outside corner and a little bit high to boot. I do not agree with that strike call at all. Weak, dude. Weak. Bottom half of the 5th, we come back. Teoscar Hernandez is at the plate for the Dodgers. He's hitting .262 on the season. He drew a walk in his first plate appearance. And he's worked himself into a 2-2 count against Ryan Nelson. There's 1 out, nobody on for him, so let's see if this 2-2 pitch from Nelson will get us the ground ball out to get things going here in the bottom of the 5th. It does. Ground ball to me at 3rd. Throw across in plenty of time. 2 away now in the bottom of the 5th. Oh yeah, there was 1 out, huh? I have some severe abilities to read whether or not there's outs. 2 outs now and nobody on for me in the top of the 7th as I'm standing in 0 for 2 on the day, 0 for 6 on the series. Gavin Stone is on the mound now for the Dodgers out of the bullpen, and I'm going to get a dynamic challenge because the bases are empty. And we're going to do the get on base after taking the first pitch. And he throws a 94-mile-an-hour 4-seamer here, 91 on the 2-seamer. So unless it's tailor-made for a dinger. 4-seamer right down the middle, just above the knees, and we have an 0-1 count. Next pitch from him. Popped up 2-seamer that was right down the middle of the zone. Third baseman's going to make the play on the infield dirt there. Man, I cannot buy my way into a hit with this one. I don't get it at all. I'm getting destroyed here in Los Angeles. Bottom of the 8th, it's still a 4-0 ball game with Arizona in the lead. JT Realmuto is at the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and he has a hit by pitch on his line score as well. There's nobody out and nobody on for him, and he's worked himself into a 1-1 count against Ryan Nelson, who's still on the mound for the Diamondbacks here in the 8th. Wind up and the pitch. It's a bunt down the third base line. This is a slow roller. Gonna be a close play. Not gonna get him. He beats it out. Bunt for a hit is successful for Realmuto. We come back. Next batter, Harrison Bader. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And he's standing in out of the number 9 spot in the order. And let's see what we can do here. An 0-1 pitch. A runner on first and nobody out. The double play here would be amazing. It's not. It has popped up. Shortstop in shallow left field. No, left fielder comes in to make this play. Why did they have me out here for fielding a ball that was not going to be mine anyway? It is the first out in the bottom of the 8th, though. And that's all she wrote for game number 2. The Diamondbacks take the win 6-0, the final score there. That evens up the series at 1-1. We are now just a half game behind the Dodgers in the division. Let's move on to game number 3, see if I can break up this offer and help the team win our way into first place in the division here. We got a little bit of rain falling in Los Angeles today. Top of the first, Clayton Kershaw on the mound. 1 out, runners on first and second. I'm batting cleanup with a .288 batting average now. And I get a Boss Battle Dynamic Challenge with Kershaw on the bump. Oh, drive in a run, power swing to drive in a run, or drive in all runners. We're just going to try to drive one in. That's all we want to do. That will require a base hit here. Kershaw, of course, only throws a 93-mile-an-hour four-seamer, and everything else is slow. First pitch. Check swing on a 12-6 curve below the knees on the inner third, and it's a called strike. I'm really starting to get annoyed by these check swings. I wish they'd just let me swing through it. Let me swing and miss if that's going to be the case, you know? 0-1 pitch. A check swing on a 12-6 curve in the zone. Come on, man. This game is teabagging me up one side and down the other here. Oh, yeah, I might have been out in front, but let me swing at him for crying out loud. 0-2 pitch from Kershaw is going to be way outside with a 12-6 curve. 1-2 the count. Oh, man. This is frustrating as all get out. 1-2 pitch on the way now from Kershaw. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. Ground ball into right field. That breaks the offer on the day and the series. And we have the bases loaded now with only 1 out in the top of the first. I failed on the dynamic challenge, but I don't care. I actually finally got a base hit. It's about time, too. Bottom of the second, we come back. Arizona leading 1-0. Runners on first and second with only 1 out for Harrison Bader. He's batting .263 on the season so far. And he's got himself a 1-1 count in this at-bat. The pitch from Luis Severino is a ground ball to me. We're going to go for 2. 5, 4, and 3. We go around the horn for the double play that retires the side. So 2 innings have now come and gone in Los Angeles, and the Diamondbacks are leading this one by a score of 1-0. Top of the third, we come back. 1 out, nobody on for me as I'm standing in 1 for 1 on the day. 1 for 9 on the series. Clayton Kershaw still toeing the rubber. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. A slider on the outside corner called a ball. That one was probably a strike, I think. 1-0 pitch on the way from Kershaw. And we're out in front of a slider by a lot. Fouled it away, though, so the count now moves to 1-1. Third pitch of the at-bat. Out in front of a circle change. My goodness, show me that fastball. Love there, bud. 1-2 the count. He's giving me all off-speed stuff here so far. Fourth pitch of the at-bat. Oh, just out in front of that 12-6 curve, man. That was one to drive. That was going to be the pitch of the at-bat right there, I think. Count remains 1-2 after fouling it off. There's one right back up the middle. I have a 2-hit ball game against Clayton Kershaw. All right. May only be a pair of singles, but I'm at least on base, so that's a huge perk for me. Top of the fifth, we come back still it's a 1-1 ball game now. I'm standing in 2 for 2 on the day, 2 for 9 on the series. Clayton Kershaw still on the mound for the Dodgers with nobody out and nobody on here in the fifth. Wind up and the pitch to start the at-bat. And it's a swing and a miss on a four-seamer just off the inside corner. 0-1 the count for me now. Second pitch from Kershaw. Oh, another 12-6 curve that I should have been able to drive, but I was too far out in front of it. 0-2 the count. The 2-strike pitch. Oh, why did I swing at that? Four-seamer at my eyes. Yeah, I deserve every last bit of that strikeout. Good Lord. Top of the 7th, we come back. Dodgers are leading 6-1 now. Runner on first, one away. Felipe Nieve is on the mound for the Dodgers. He hits 98 on the 4-seamer and 91 on the slider, 95 on the 2-seamer, and that's all he's got that's quick. First pitch is a curveball at the knees on the outside corner. Got a piece of that and fouled it away. Count is now 0-1 for me. Second pitch now from Nieve. Come on, big fella. Give me a good one here. That's not it. 4-seamer low and away. 1-1 the count as I watched that one go by. I'm telling you, I've had such a rough go here in Los Angeles. The 1-1 pitch. Another one well outside. Curveball this time. 2-1 the count. Pitch number 4 from Nieve. Got a piece of the 4-seamer in the zone that time and fouled it off, so the count moves to 2-2. Was way behind that 96-mile-an-hour heater. So the 2-2 pitch popped up again. 4-seamer and foul ground down the first base line, and it is going to be caught. Oh my gosh. I don't get it. The only pitcher I've had any success against in this series has been Clayton Kershaw. Everybody else has tore me up one side and down the other again, and I cannot get on base. Top of the 9th, we come back. It's still a 6-1 lead for Los Angeles. One out and a runner on second for me as I'm standing in 2 for 4 on the day and only 2 for 11 on the series. And dynamic challenge time because of that runner on second. Yeah, drive in a run. That's the whole goal here. Brutalized Gratterall is the man on the mound for the Dodgers trying to close this one out. He hits 100 miles an hour on the sinker, 91 on his slider, 98 on the cutter, and another even 100 on the 4-seamer. First pitch is a slider just off the outside corner. I was a bit out in front of that and fouled it away. So the count is now 0-1. Second pitch, even further outside with that slider. I mean, way outside with the slider. 1-1 the count after not swinging at that one. Pitch number 3. Below the knees with the cutter. Called the ball, thankfully. 2-1 the count. He's pitching me away quite a bit here in this at-bat. The 2-1 pitch. Just off the outside corner with the sinker, and it's called a strike. Dude, come on, Blue. Work with me here a little bit. 2-2 the count. And the slider at the knees is fouled off, so the count stays at 2-2. Looking at pitch number 6 of the at-bat now from Gratterall. Inside at the knees with the sinker. 3-2 the count with Connor Joe on deck. Let's see what we get with the payoff pitch from Brutalized Gratterall. First base for free with a sinker low and away. That's what we get, finally. Not completely screwing myself over in this one, so that's amazing. The Dodgers are going to take the win, though, in game number 3. Final score 6-3, so they now have the 1.5 game lead in the division. And, yeah, not a great time at the plate this time around, so what can you do? You smile, you wave. And just remind yourself that's the game of baseball. So, since this series is over, it means this episode is going to be over. For those of you that have made it this far, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun social media things, and we will see you in the next one.